of baker's twine. And then I love this color. It's not the real bright green, but it's kind of like a sea green. It's got a little blue in it. But I mean, this is what you usually get baker's twine in. This is the Halloween colors. But I tell you, this is baker's twine. So if any of you out there need a couple yards or 5 yards or whatever of baker's twine, you know who to ask. Just give me let me know, and I will send you some baker's twine. So that's the baker's twine. And I must say, for my stamp inks, one of my favorites is the VersaFine in Onyx Black. I have a lot of very delicate, I wouldn't say delicate, but like stamps of lace in my Stamper's Best stamps. And this really, by far, picks up all the detail. And they have some pretty detailed stamps. So let me see if I have a tag nearby. No, I don't. Actually, to show you that stamp, this is actually a tag that I made that has that lace stamp. And I did it with that VersaFine. So if you want to pick up a lot of detail, you need a VersaFine stamp pad. Okay. Moving on for my little tools. They're kind of buried here, but I love my Martha Stewart scissors. I've got the mini scissors. And you can almost hear how sharp they are. They just cut like butter. And these are the smallest ones, great for detail cutting. And then these are the biggest ones. Oh, almost stabbed myself. Listen to that. They are just so smooth. And I use them, I try to keep them just for paper or fabric, but knowing Martha, she has her little label here, what her scissors are for, but, you know, I'm not quite like her yet. I don't know whether I want to be, but anyway, I love her products, though. So I love that. Another Martha Stewart product I love is the Scoreboard. And you've all seen the Scoreboard. I love the little way you store the score tool. And I know I've got it close up to the camera, but on the back side, she has a neat storage. This is for envelopes or any diagonal cuts. And I have not... Actually, I have used that for my Napkin Fold mini. But I tell you, this is... you have to have one of these if you're going to do certain types of minis. Now, this mini I did from Kathy Orta's style Napkin Fold mini. And this is my family album. It doesn't have photos in it yet. But I would not be able to do this without the Martha Stewart Scoreboard. And this is the Napkin Fold mini with the tags already in place. So lots of tags. So this is the napkin. You just need the Scoreboard for that. I also have the Martha Stewart stamps, which I love. And this leads me to my favorite paper line of 2011. It's the Butterfly Collection. Let me see where it is. Here it is. From Pink Paisley. And everyone has seen this, but this is all I have left because this is the small 6x6 paper pack. And I got this at a scrapbook convention for $5. I don't know if that's a deal or not. Probably not. And to go along with that, I have the charms, which are almost gone, and the baubles, and the stamp set. I love the stamp set. Bird cages. I love the bee image. Love that. Okay, so that's that. Seam binding. Okay, seam binding. I've got more colors than this, but I really use these light colors. It kind of goes with the Melissa Francis, and I also use the white most often. This is actually eggshell. It's a softer white. And I get these from zipperstop.com. And these also have the little pins in it, which I use for my little sewing card. My little, whoops, there goes one. I'll find it later. But I got a tip for distressing my seam binding. I cut like a couple yards of each color, and I dampen the edges. I run water in the sink, and then I let it all run out, and I put the seam binding in the damp sink, and I swish it around because it just gets damp enough so that it crinkles. And then I take my either hair dryer or my heat gun and just fluff it up in the sink, and it comes out perfect. You can get a lot done in very little time, and it's just a great way to do a bulk of your seam binding at once. Okay, kind of going to go with the seam binding. I have fallen in love with this trim ribbon. I believe it's from Joann's. It's Celebrated Valentine, and I've just fallen in love with this color this past year. Christmas time, I combined this color with red. It just was a nice winter color to me, and I'll show you a project which I used. One of the projects I used this color in was my winter album 2011, and I used that trim quite a bit in here. Here's my seam binding, and there's that ribbon. I just love these colors. So this is my winter album, which has a lot of those creams, blues, silvers, and like a pearl color. So love that color. Another tool I love is my ATG, and I think it's Kelly, Creative Kelly, said she's a lefty, and I am a lefty also, and I finally got the hang of my ATG gun without it bothering me, because it is really made for righties. But this is the blinged out version. This was for my Butterfly Kisses and Bona, Arlene and Bona's contest to bling out your ATG. I actually had so much fun doing this. One of the wings fell off. I don't know, it's not Tim Holtz, but I've got some, here's the cancer ribbon, breast cancer, and I've got, this is one of Tim Holtz. So a lot has fallen apart, but on the back side there's my nickname Shab for Shab Addiction. So this is one of my favorite tools. I find as a lefty I have to really keep my eye on the other side as I'm running it along my edge of paper, because it's hard for a lefty to see that. So I'm sure those of you that are lefties know what I'm talking about. I believe I got this in 2011. This is my all-time favorite oldie but goodie Tim Holtz die, and it's the Baroque die. And let's see. Hi everyone! I'm in my robe. It's Saturday morning, and I just said I gotta get this video going. So I'm in my robe. I don't want anybody to see me. This is my die. I love it for mini albums, wall plaques. Oh, there's so many ideas. This is a project I made using that. It's a 3-tiered wall hanging, and it's got some flowers on it that I've got from Swaps. This says take time to enjoy the simple things, and I wish I could show you the whole thing at once, but you kind of get the idea. But that's with the Baroque, and another one of my favorite papers that's on here is the Bo Bunny Gabrielle paper. So it just went with these colors. So the Baroque die from Tim Holtz. One thing I started to research and get into was art journaling. I created this little art journal notebook using my Bind It All. And I know it's not, it's just kind of a mess. But it's all different types of tags and glassy